David and Zon. So, yeah, so FinTech, as Vijay said, it's basically we're talking about the application of emerging technologies in the area of finance, asset management, investment banking, and banking in general. So those would be cloud, mobile, big data, artificial intelligence, blockchain. In addition to the $36 billion of VC investments that Vijay referenced last year, also I saw something from Price Waterhouse. It said that they did a survey that said like 50% of the largest financial institutions are planning to make an acquisition of a FinTech company in the next 3 to 5 years. So, I mean, this is obviously very major stuff. The disruption is so great, business models are crumbling, the competitive landscape is being totally reshaped. And beyond that, something even more fundamental is happening. We're talking about changes at the quantum level. In the case of what is money, for example? The core elements of the system, people are even questioning that. What are the attributes of money? What gives it value? Who determines what a currency is? So on and so forth. In particular, specifically for tonight, cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, should we be using it for our businesses, to make payments, to accept payments, to raise funding for our businesses? For our personal investment, should we have Bitcoin in our retirement portfolios? So it's those questions and others that we will explore this evening, along with the blockchain protocol that cryptocurrencies are built on. I think it's also important to say that we're very fortunate to be here in Singapore. So Singapore is one of the top-ranked FinTech hubs in the world. As a matter of fact, Deloitte ranked it in the top 4, along with London, New York, and Silicon Valley. And why is that? Well, one of the projects going on right here, a very exciting one, is called Project Ubin. Project Ubin is between the MAS and a consortium of banks. They're actually using cryptocurrency for interbank settlement transactions. So that comes up with a process that's more transparent, resilient, and at lower cost. And last week they announced that if that is deemed the level of success that they're looking for, that next year they will make a decision that they actually will commercialize it further, and that could mean making the Singapore dollar itself a cryptocurrency. So there'll be no more paper currency, no more coins in Singapore. Everything will be in a digital format. We'll have something much less fragmented, more transparent, and at lower cost. Now, being here in Singapore has also allowed us this evening to have 2 of the pioneers in the space as our guest speakers, David Moskowitz and Zan Quan. So David, in 2013, just a few years after the introduction of Bitcoin, started his own Bitcoin brokerage. And I think you exited that a couple years ago, and that was called Bitcoin Republic. And then more recently, just last month, he raised $10 million into crypto crowdfunding for a company called Endorse. Now, Endorse, I think of it as like a LinkedIn, but in this case, you actually own your data, you get paid for your data, and you get paid for contribution to validate other people's data. And it's built on the blockchain protocol. So again, very exciting project. In the Zan case, Zan is the CEO of a company called Bitcoin Exchange, very pioneering company. And they installed the first Bitcoin ATM in Asia at Singapore CityLink Mall. And Zan is a frequent speaker on investments and finance, and she's a strong proponent of the use of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. And she's been featured in many publications, including the Wall Street Journal. And with that, I'd like to turn over to our distinguished speakers, David and Zan.